Hi everybody and welcome to the New York City blog project here on Codecademy. Let's begin. Okay, so the first step. A common usage of a navigation bar is to create shortcuts for a web page. This will allow the user to go directly to the information they want to access through the navigation links. Create a nav element underneath the opening body tag. Okay, so let's do that. So we can just go right here, right? And then we type in nav and then nav again like this. Okay, and we click on save. And then we check the first box. There you go. Now, within the nav element, create an unordered list element to create an unordered list. The unordered list should contain the following three items: blog, media, about. Use an list item element with the anchor element nested within the list item element to link the content to the nav bar. You may notice that the nav bar doesn't work right now, but don't worry. Once the content is added, the nav bar will be fully functional. Note, save your work to see your progress. Okay, so we go inside the nav element and nest the unordered list element. So UL and then the closing tag. Let's see. There you go. And now let's create the list item elements. Oops. There you go. And we are going to create three, right? So one for blog, one for media, and one for about. Okay, so there you go. And of course, we need the anchor element nested inside. So let's see, copy that and paste it right here. And then we copy the whole thing. And we paste it one time and two times. There you go. And now, in the first one, we are going to type blog and then media. And then about. There you go. And now let's save and see if we were able to create the list with the links. So we save. And there you go. So we have blog, media, and about. So let's move on to the next step. So you need to title your blog so people know what you're writing about. Create a header element under the closing nav tag. Within the header element, create an H1 element which should contain the following text: New York City. Okay, so we go right here and we type header, and then we need the closing tag, of course. There you go. And inside it, we are going to nest the H1 element. Let's see, H1. And we type New York City like this. There you go. And we save. And here we have our H1 element show up in at the top here in the browser. So we can just check the box right here and move on to the next task. So create a main element below the closing header tag. Within the main element, create a section element with an ID of blog. This section element will hold the main content of your web page. You're giving this element an ID so that you can target it with the nav bar. Okay, no problem. So we go down here and we begin with the main element, right? Let's see, main like this. And then we are going to nest the section element inside the main element or within the main element. So we go right here and we type in section. And we need the closing tag, of course. And the section element will have an ID of blog. So we go inside the opening tag of the section element and we type in ID, the double quotes, and blog in between. Perfect. So let's save and check the box right here and move on to the next task. Okay, so create an article element within the section element. Then create a paragraph element within the article element that has the following text. Okay, so we go right here within the section element, right? And then we begin with the article element or the opening tag and then the closing tag of the article element. There you go. And within the article element, we are going to create a paragraph element, right? So we type in P and then the closing tag of the paragraph element. And now let's copy the text that we have right here. Let's see, let's try again. Copy, and we paste it right here. And now we are going to click on save, and this will show up in our browser. There it is. Perfect. Okay, so let's check the box here and move on to the next task. So now that our blog has some content, the next step is adding media to enhance our blog. You can do this by using the figure element. Under the closing section tag, create a figure element. Okay, so we go down here and we type in figure, and then we have the closing tag, of course. Oops, let's try again. Figure like this, and we click on save. Perfect, and we check the box right here and move on to the next task. So create an image tag within the figure element and use the following link as the source. Okay, no problem. So we go inside the figure element and we create our image element. Let's see, there you go. And the source, for that we are going to need the source attribute, of course. And now let's copy the link or the URL. Oops, let's try again like this, and then we copy and paste it right here. And now let's click on save. And here is our image. Perfect. Okay, so now let's check the box and move on to the next task. So let's describe the image for those who don't know what statue this is. Using a fig caption, add this description of the image. Okay, no problem. So we go down here and we type fig caption and the closing tag, of course, caption like this. Okay, and now we can just copy the text right here. Oops, let's try again and try to copy it one more time. There you go. And we paste it right here. And now when I click save, the caption is going to show up down here right below the image, right? So we click on save. And there you go. This is the Statue of Liberty, a popular tourist attraction located on Liberty Island. Perfect. Okay, so now let's check the box and move on to our next task. For our blog post, you need to add additional content to enhance the post. You can do this by using the aside element. Under the closing figure tag, create an aside element. Within the aside element, create a paragraph element containing the following information. Okay, so we go down here and we type in aside. Let's try again. Aside, there you go, and the closing tag. And now within the aside element, we are going to create our paragraph element, right? So there you go. Here we have the paragraph element, and now let's copy the text right here. and paste it right here between the opening and closing tags of the paragraph element. There you go. And we click on save. And here is our little paragraph element, right? Or the paragraph element within the aside elements. Okay, perfect. So let's click on or check the box right here and move on to the next task. New York City is known for its amazing food. Our blog should list some of the top food options in NYC. You can do this by creating an ordered list. Create an ordered list by using the ordered list element within the aside element. In an ordered list, the first item is ranked 1, the second item is ranked 2, and so on. The ordered list should contain the following 7 items in this order. Okay, so let's go down here and create our ordered list. Let's see. There you go. And now we are going to have 7 list items, right? So we go within the ordered list element and create our 7 list items. Let's see. And now just copy the first one and create 6 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay. So we begin with the first one. So pizza. And then we have bagels. And then we have burgers and sandwiches. Let's see. Sandwiches. Let me see. There you go. Sandwiches. Perfect. Let's see. Tacos, pasta, and desserts. There you go. Pizza, bagels, burgers, and sandwiches, ramen, tacos, pasta, and desserts. Yep, looks good. So let's click on save. And as we can see, the list is showing up right below the paragraph that we created a few moments ago. Perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the next task. But first, let's check the box. There you go. And now, right now, our blog post consists of only one image. Adding more media can help give a better visual representation of New York. Let's create a section for the media content. Create a section element with an ID of media under the closing aside tag. Within the new section element, create an article element. Then create an H2 element within the article element that says the scenery in NYC. Okay, so we go down here and we create our section element. Let's see, section like this. Okay, and inside the opening tag of the section element, we need the ID attribute with the value media like this. Okay, and now within the new section element, create an article element. Okay, so we go right here and we type in article. Let's see, article like this, and then article again. And now within the article element, we are going to create an H2 element. H2, and then we need the closing tag, of course, like this. And we are going to type the scenery, scenery in NYC. Let's see. There you go. The scenery in NYC. Okay, now let's click on save. And here is the H2 element, which is within the article element, which is placed within the section element with the ID of ID of media, right? Perfect. Okay, so let's just check the box right here and move on to the next task. You're going to add a little description to explain the media. Add a paragraph element directly underneath the closing H2 tag, but within the article element with the following paragraph. Okay, so we go down here and we create our paragraph element. And we are going to copy the text right here, copy it and paste it. Let's see, right here, right? Okay, so let's click on save and see the paragraph show up down here. There you go. And now let's move on to the next task. New York City has a beautiful skyline, so let's show that with a video. Under the closing article tag, create a video element with the attribute controls. Use the following URL as the source. Okay, so we go down here and let's create our video element. Video like this, and we need the source attribute. Let's see, there you go, and we need the controls attribute. There you go, and now let's copy the URL right here and paste it between the double quotes of the source attribute, like this. Okay, and we click on save, and let's see if the video shows up down here. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, so on to the next step. During the nighttime, the New York City skyline can light up the whole sky. This time, you're going to use the embed element to display an image of the skyline. Create an embed element under the closing video tag. Use the following URL as the source. Okay, let's do that. So we go down here and then we type embed. And then we need the source attribute. Like this, and let's copy the URL right here and paste it right here, right between the opening and closing, or I'm sorry, between the double quotes of the source attribute. Okay, so let's click on save and see if the image shows up at the bottom. Yes, it does. Yes, and now on to the next task. So, New York City is known as the city that never sleeps. At any point in the day, you can hear the traffic as you make your way through the city. Let's add an audio clip to show how loud NYC can be. Create an audio tag with the attribute controls directly below the embed element. Don't forget the closing tag. Inside the audio tag, insert an audio file with the following URL as the source. Okay, let's do that. So we go down here and we type in audio and the closing tag as always. And now we add the source attribute and then the controls attribute. And then we copy the URL right here and paste it between the double quotes of the source attribute. So we paste like this and we click on save. And now we have the audio player show up here, right, with the audio file. So yeah, let's continue to the next task. At the bottom of a page, you can add a footer to credit you for the creation of this blog. Create a footer element with an ID of about under the closing main tag. Inside, add the following content: a paragraph which goes posted by, followed by your name, and another paragraph that provides one type of contact information for people to reach you at. For example, what we see right here, right? Okay, so let's do what we're asked to do. So we go down here. There you go. And we type in footer and the closing tag as always. And then we are going to give it the ID of about. So ID. And then we type in about. There you go. And now within the footer element, we are going to nest two paragraph elements. So we have the one here. There you go. And the second one. There you go. And now in the first one, we are going to type posted by, and let's say John. And in the next one, we can just copy what we see right here and paste it right here in the second paragraph element, right? So let's click on, oops, something went wrong. This is the wrong URL, I'm sorry, or the wrong thing to paste inside here. So we can delete that and try to copy the contact information once again. Okay, so let's try again. There you go. This time we got it right. So now we click on save and let's take a look at our footer. There it is. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next task. Okay guys, the reason I'm pausing the video for a second is because I need to show you something that I noticed after I finished editing this video. So when we go to task number 2, they say use an list item element with the anchor element nested within the list item element to link the content to the nav bar. And this also say you may notice that the nav bar doesn't work right now, but don't worry, once the content is added, the nav bar will be fully functional, which we never got to do anything about, even though we added all of the content to our to our blog, to our page, right? Everything is added, but the nav bar doesn't work, right? So I'm going to quickly show you how to make it work. So to connect this list item right here from the nav bar, the blog list item, you actually have to go inside here, right? In the list item that we see right here, and add the hash symbol, okay? And then we need to add the ID of the element that we would like to link to, okay? So in this case, we would like to link to the section element right here, right? With the ID blog. So what we need to do right now is just type in blog. And now blog is linked to the section of the page which has the the ID of blog, which is this section of the page, right? So the top of the page. And we do exactly the same thing for the media list item and the about list item. So let me show you. So again, we need to find what we are linking to. So in this case, the media is going to get linked, or we are going to link it to the section of the page with the ID of media, right? So it will be linked to this part of the page, right? Okay, so let's do that. So again, we go right here in the second list item, right, in our unordered list, and type in first, or we first start with the hash symbol and then we type media, okay? And then we do the same thing for the third list item, which is about, in the nav bar here. So we go down here and we see that the footer element is the element that has the ID about. So to link to it, we just go up here again, and then we begin with the hash symbol and we type in about. And now when we save, all of these links right here, or the nav bar here, the items in the nav bar are going to work. So when we click on blog, it's going to take us, at the top of the page where we are already. If we click on media, is going to take us to the media section of the page. And when we click on about, is going to take us down to the footer, or to the section of the page that has an element, in this case a footer, with the ID of about. Okay, I hope this was clear enough. If it wasn't, just tell me in the comment section of this video. Okay, let's continue with the video. Congratulations, you successfully created a web page using only semantic elements. Now that you've learned about the importance of semantic HTML along with its benefits, it's time to incorporate this knowledge into your future projects. Think about ways you can improve this project or create your very own project using semantic elements. Need some suggestions? Check the hint for some ideas to get you started. Okay, guys, you can do that yourselves. So I'll check the box here. And we are officially done with this project. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on Codecademy. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.